as well as being nicknamed the King of Soccer throughout the world. Pelé is a tycoon who has amassed a lot of money during his brilliant career. But have you ever stopped to wonder about just how this celebrity in the world of soccer lives? In this video, you will find out all about the luxurious life of the King Pelé. Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notifications. Check the option all. But you have to do that in less than 5 seconds. You got it? And if you can, write in the comments #AllAboutSubscribe. Alright, let's get started. Career. Born in 1940 in the small Brazilian town of Três Corações, Edson Arantes do Nascimento, better known as Pelé, is considered the best soccer player of all times. Coming from a humble origin, he started playing football as a child, but his career really took off when the opportunity arose to join the professional team Santos Futebol Clube, with that making him renowned and helping him lead his team to win several championships. In parallel to this, Pelé was called to the Brazilian national team, taking part in the golden era of soccer in Brazil, being the youngest athlete to win a World Cup. In all, the player helped bring to Brazil the incredible milestone of 3 World Cup titles during his entire career, contributing to Brazil being known as the country of soccer. Throughout his career in soccer, Pelé scored 1,283 goals in all his games, which is considered a Guinness World Record. And it's no wonder he's been voted best player in the world 7 times, establishing himself as one of the most important figures in the history of the sport. And it is for all his brilliant career that Pelé currently has more than enough money to live a life full of luxury. Mansions. When it comes to investing in good places to live, the King of Soccer likes to enjoy super comfortable and luxurious residences. In 1979, for example, Pelé bought a mansion situated on a 1-acre plot of land in the Hamptons region of New York, one of the most luxurious and noble locations in the city, where several other celebrities also own homes, such as Beyoncé, Robert Downey Jr., among many others. The house, which faces the lake, has a beautiful brown facade with many windows, being ideal to enjoy the beautiful view of the shore. Entering the property's living room, we can see that the place is very spacious, having a kitchen integrated into the room, in addition to having a double height, which brings a greater sense of spaciousness to the place. In all, the interior of the property is about 3,400 square feet, featuring 6 bedrooms, all of which have balconies, providing excellent views and bringing in a lot of natural lighting. And as every summer house, it could not fail to have an outdoor recreation area with a pool to cool off on the sunniest days. It is known that Pelé acquired the property in 1979 while playing for the New York Cosmos, with him having paid about $156,000 at the time, the equivalent of $600,000 today. In 2018, he even sold it for a big profit, with it going for the price of $2,850,000. Currently, Pelé lives in Brazil, in a mansion in Jardim Acapulco, São Paulo, a luxury condominium where the soccer player Neymar Jr. also owns a house. The former player has even shown a bit of his property during some interviews. The living room, for example, is very large, having a color palette in light tones, being decorated with several works of art on the walls and even having a pool table in the corner. But what really impresses everyone is the outdoor area, a huge space that has a large pool surrounded by green areas. Besides having a soccer field for when the former player wants to play ball with his friends and family for a while. And while the mansion's true value has never been disclosed. To give you an idea, real estate prices in this luxurious condominium average $4 million. Legendary cars. Nowadays, Pelé is always seen sporting nice vehicles, but what were the cars he used to drive when he was the best soccer player in the world? The very first vehicle of the former soccer player was a Volkswagen Beetle, a vehicle that at the time was commercially successful, and today, depending on its state of preservation, can reach over $15,000. Another famous vehicle of the soccer player was his Aero Willis 2600, with him being the first person to receive a model after one of his victories. This vehicle that at the time of its launch was considered luxurious, today can be found costing around $20,000. Pelé has also won a 1969 Mercedes-Benz 250 as a gift for his 1,000th goal. Nowadays, this vehicle is considered a kind of collectible and can be found currently for over $25,000. A few years later, he got a Mercedes 280S, another car that was very refined and imposing for the time. The vehicle is equipped with a 6-cylinder engine capable of producing a maximum output of 156 horsepower and reaching a top speed of 125 miles per hour. And it is not at random that nowadays, depending on how well kept the vehicle was, it can cost over $30,000. The star has also been seen driving a car that appeared to be a Mercedes 450 SL convertible, another collectible that can cost upwards of $40,000. Excess luxuries. It is clear that a man as rich and powerful as Pelé has more than enough money to enjoy a lot of luxury. When it came to dressing well, for example, he always liked to wear beautiful watches, such as a $30,000 stainless steel Rolex Datejust, a $70,000 Rolex Date Yellow Gold. More recently, he has become an ambassador for Hublot, one of Switzerland's largest luxury watchmakers, and has been seen wearing the brand's finest jewelry, such as a $6,000 Hublot Big Bang UEFA Euro, a $15,000 Hublot UEFA Champions League, a $20,000 Hublot Big Bang Unico FIFA. When it is time to travel to the most diverse places in the world, Pelé likes to use private jets for his trips. One of the aircraft used by the player is the model Bombardier Global 6000, one of the largest and most modern jets in the world, with a range for almost 7,000 miles. Being almost 100 feet long, this large aircraft manages to offer every luxury imaginable. Its interior has the capacity to carry up to 18 passengers in great comfort. And to enjoy all this luxury, there is no doubt that it is necessary to spend a good amount of money. According to ATM Jet, the company responsible for taking care of Pelés' chartered aircraft, depending on the chosen destination, a trip can cost around 75,000 euros. Valuable items. Because Pelé is considered the greatest soccer player of all time, all the items that have belonged to him can be worth a lot of money. According to media reports, the star decided to auction 2,000 of his personal items. Among the items that stand out the most are, for example, his $23,000 Santos jersey, a $40,000 Cosmos New York Championship ring, a $75,000 Player of the Century trophy, his $105,000 1,000th goal soccer ball, a $210,000 crown made in honor of his 1,000th goal, his 1970 World Cup winner's medal for $450,000, and even a $550,000 replica of the Jules Rimet Trophy. In all, the auction raised over $5 million and is considered the largest sports auction of all time. And some of that money will be used for a good cause, with Pelé saying he would donate a large amount to one of the largest children's hospitals in Brazil. Speedboat. At the time when Pelé was the biggest soccer star on the field, he decided to buy a speedboat and name it Kelly Cristina after his first daughter. The boat is a Carbras Merzario 22 model, one of the most famous boats manufactured at that time, with almost 33 feet in length and capacity for up to 4 people. The boat is made of noble wood in a stainless steel structure, being ideal for water sports. Nowadays, this model has become quite rare, being appreciated only by boat collectors. The boat was restored and became one of the attractions of a famous boat parade in Brazil. And even though the boat is already obsolete, due to the fact that it once belonged to Pelé, it is probably worth a lot of money. Sources of income. Even though he retired from soccer a long time ago, Pelé still has sources of income that bring him a lot of money. As the best player of all time, he has become a kind of celebrity known worldwide, establishing himself as an icon of the sport. And even though he is past his 80 years of age, he has social media with millions of followers. On Facebook, for example, he has almost 10 million people. On Instagram, he is on his way to reach 11 million people. And it is clear that all this visibility added to his gigantic authority in the soccer industry and ended up bringing him a lot of money, since several companies are interested in investing in him in order to associate their products to the player's image. Among the brands that have already invested in advertising with Pelé are, for example, Puma, Volkswagen, Honda, P&G, MasterCard, Coca-Cola, Louis Vuitton, Subway, Emirates, Santander, among many others. To get an idea of the values of these contracts, it is estimated that the watch company Hublot alone came to invest $500,000 to advertise with him. However, to produce the Netflix documentary, some sources estimate that Pelé will be paid around $4 million. Pelés' image is so important and respected that he has been honored by practically all of the most powerful people in the world, such as Barack Obama, Vladimir Putin, Bill Clinton, Nelson Mandela, Queen Elizabeth, among many others. And as could be no different for such an influential man, Pelé is on the list of the highest-paid former athletes in the world after his retirement. Net worth. Being nicknamed as the King of Soccer for being the best player of all time, there's no doubt that Pelé has earned a lot of money throughout his career. At the height of his soccer career, for example, he was considered the highest-paid athlete in the world. To get an idea of values, at the time he was playing for the New York Cosmos, he was known to have a contract that was around $2 million per year, totaling $6 million over 3 years. And while that's a huge amount of money, it's a far cry from what top-level soccer players are currently paid. And different to what many people think, the King of Soccer makes a lot more money these days off the soccer field than he did while he was playing. That's because the salaries at the time were much lower. In 2015, for example, Forbes estimated that Pelé had made about $15 million that year, a sum that came mainly from advertising contracts. And although no one knows exactly how wealthy Pelé really is, many sources estimate that currently, at the peak of his 82 years of age, Pelé has an estimated net worth of around $100 million. And while that's a huge net worth, it's still very little compared to what he could have earned if the peak of his career had been today. With estimates that, if Pelé were playing today, his salary would be approximately $223 million per year, an income so high that it would make him a billion-dollar soccer player. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel, Dios to satisfy your curiosity.